Welcome back to Dragon Bridge. It's been a couple weeks here since I've made a video, and I just thought I'd share a video of what I have planned for the upcoming month or two. Um, this is a model that I'm planning on building into Skyla for a tournament I have coming up in March. But I'd also like to use him over the End Times campaign that my gaming club is doing over the winter time here. So I'm not a big fan of the Skyla model. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to build kind of a centaur model here to keep with my Beastman theme. I'm using a Razor Gore lower body. I'm not a big fan of the Razor Gore head, but I'm not going to use the head. I'm going to kind of chop off this upper part here and use for the upper torso the torso of a bloodthirster here. So we'll stick with the corn marks and stuff like that on him. So he'll be very, very Cornish looking in the skulls, and I plan on adding more skulls to him and things with a lot of green stuff work for more fur. But essentially I'm going to be making, if I can pull this back maybe a little, he's going to be like this, kind of turned to the side. This axe over here is from an old metal Doom Bull from, I believe, 5th edition. The Doom Bull from then, and then the left arm for the model. I will have to do some cutting back here, and I'm actually going to reposition his arm to be kind of coming back over his shoulder. But I'll be using that whole arm from a Doom Bull of that same edition. And then the 7th edition Doom Bull metal head I'm going to be putting on this guy. So that'll be my Skyla. With the End Times bringing about the Legions of Chaos and all these big bad monsters out there, I'm going to custom build a Skull Taker. And I'm going to be mounting him on a Juggernaut to go with my Skull Crushers. So basically what I'm going to do here is out of the legs and torso of a Chaos Knight, I'm going to be adding in the Bloodletter Champion head and Bloodletter arms here and here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have him kind of build some flames coming off from his hand, wrapped around his hand, with some skulls kind of trailing behind, just like they have on the cover of the Demon Army book. And then I'll mount him on this. And I picked out the horse helm that has the kind of the skull head on it, so I'll be painting that up as a skull as well. So that'll be my Skull Taker. I have a couple of these laying around from an old trade that I made, just some Chaos Spawn that I'm going to finally get. I'm going to clean up some of the mold lines that somebody did not clean up before they spray painted these brown. So I'll clean up those and paint them up, and I'll perhaps be using them as Beasts of Nurgle in the Chaos Legions. And then another project here, I've had this guy sitting around from the Reaper's miniature line, and this guy is going to be, I haven't decided if I'm going to make a Megoth Lord out of this guy and put a rider on his back, or if I'm going to make a Glotkin trio out of him and put 2 guys on his back. Not sure on that yet. He is very sizable. Just to give you a size comparison here, this is my big Gorebeast chariot model with the massive Gorgon and things behind him, and you can see the size difference here on that. So I think he could make a pretty good Glotkin. He'd also make a great Megoth Lord as well. I just have to decide what I want to do with that, and I'll probably get him drug out there. And I think he's rather Nurgle-y looking, so we'll see what we can do from a painting standpoint. That's my plan. I am also going to be pulling some bits together for 2 or 3 skull cannons, since we're going to be doing some mega battles against Nagash. I'm going to need something to take that guy down other than the wild chance that Skulltaker rides in there and with his Initiative 9 does a heroic killing blow on Nagash, which would be absolutely awesome, but I can't count on it. So we'll be building a few skull cannons to go with the army, and some of the big stuff too. It'll look great on the table. Thanks much for watching, and I'll show you updates as I have them. You have yourself a great day.